Fingers crossing, fingers.
Okay, echo. No echo.
Yes, we
Yes.
did it. And I moved my phone into a different, I'm using a tripod. I was like, just in case. Let
Yeah.
us
I
both make
restarted
some
mine
changes.
too, so
Good.
okay, good.
All right.
Yes. Okay,
Well,
sorry.
you know what? We just started talking and you didn't introduce yourself.
Yes. Okay. So hi everyone. I'm Yessenia. I call myself the Texture Ologist. So I specialize in educating women
Hmm.
on how to care for their hair and how to manage their hair and how to reach their hair goals in a very simple way because it should never be complicated. Super simple. I see some of my clients in here too.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm trying to spell the texturologist over here. It's like one of those words you have to sound it out. I'm like the
Texture.
texturologist.
Yes.
Yes, and so you are all about health of the hair, right? So if a client comes to you and their hair is like in rough shape and it's damaged, maybe if they have the heat damage to it, what is the first thing you tell them to start bringing their hair back to life?
Mm-hmm. So the first thing is always like, I want to know their routine. So I ask them questions on like, what have they been doing to their hair? What does their routine look like? What products are they using? What is the
Mm,
technique? Like, I want to know every little thing so that I
mm,
can understand what got them there in the first place. And then pretty much then from that point, then we're able to figure out a game plan that makes sense for their lifestyle, something that they can realistically do. Because like sometimes
right,
like one thing that I recommend for one client might not, like maybe it can work for another person, but it might not really work for their lifestyle.
right.
Like for some people, it might be easier to do a wash and go because they have a lot of time. And then for other people, it might be better to just do a twist out because they know what it's going to look like and it's just easier for them. So everything is customized
Hmm.
for the person, their lifestyle, and their curl pattern. So
Right.
like when the client comes in, it's super important. Like consultations are so important, like it's really important to understand like also what the client's hair goal is, because sometimes like they're like sometimes clients come in with a picture and they say this is my goal, and
Yeah.
as a stylist you have to be very honest with them if that's a realistic hair goal or if that's something that's going to take a year or two. So it's really important also for me to just be really honest with them so that they don't expect it to happen like in a month or
Right.
two, especially like if someone has very unhealthy hair. I always try to tell clients like, just kind of think of this as like recovery mode, like you're transitioning out of unhealthy hair into healthier hair. So it's just really important to kind of walk everyone through
Hmm.
every step of the way so that everyone knows like what's going to happen and they're not like trying to figure it out, because I feel like when they're trying to figure it out, that's when it becomes complicated. So it's pretty much
Right.
like I'm guiding them through every step of the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think like we need more of that. I think that so many times like people go to the bloggers, the YouTubers, and there's a lot of really great information that they offer, because before stylists were getting into natural hair, there was nowhere else to turn but to other women going through the same journey. And we all sort of like stumbled through it together. But like, tell me, if someone asked me about rice water, and I was like, I have no idea. I don't use rice water in my hair. I'm like, eat the rice, I'm like, why are
That's how
you?
I feel. Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Yes. Hmm.
what are like some of the craziest things you've heard that people are like, oh, so and so on YouTube does that?
Yeah. So, oh, I've heard many things. I've heard of that. I get a lot of questions about that. There's also something called the inversion method where I think you have to like, I don't know, like you have to be like upside
Oh
down or
yeah, you like lay
something.
upside down and you rub your scalp.
Yeah, I feel like that's too much. Like, no. I feel like we are always trying to find something complicated to have healthy hair when it's really simple. So
Yeah.
I've definitely heard of the rice water. Mm,
And you know, the
mm.
funny thing with rice water is like it's something that originated in Asia, right? But I'm like, Asians already hair grow faster than us. So it's like whatever they do, we can't translate that to black hair because our hair grows at a much slower rate. It's not the same coarseness as Asian hair, you know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and the tighter the curl, the more fragile the hair, and we just be doing the most.
Yes, I do feel like we do the most. I feel like we're always trying to, because like I'll have clients that they'll come to me for a long time, and they'll tell me about these new methods, and I'm like, no, keep it simple. Trust me, just keep it simple. The more simple you keep it, the better it is for your hair. It's just going to be healthier. When you start incorporating all these different methods, it kind
Yeah,
of gets you off track, and a lot of the time those methods don't really work. And like with
right,
curly hair, like I feel like a lot of women struggle with like, oh, my hair is not getting longer. It just grows up to here and then it just stays there. So that is not true. A lot of the time, what kind of pulls us away from retaining length is like
mm-hmm,
we're not being consistent with our routine, or we're changing our products all the time. So I
yeah,
know a lot of women are product junkies, and like sometimes like you are trying to find the right product, but once you find the right product, then that's it. Like just stay right there. Don't, if you continuously try different
switching it
products and
up,
like switching it up, then it kind of takes you off track. So
right.
it's once you find something that you love, just stick to that. Another thing, a lot of people say, my hair gets used to this product, so I have to change it. I hear that a lot, like, oh, my
Mm-hmm.
hair, it's used to this, so now I have to change it. So it's not that the hair gets used to it, it's that
Wait, we had a
sometimes,
question real quick. I know
yes.
that people talk about is it safe to say that if you focus on moisture and keeping it healthy, the length will come?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. But I would like to add to that also trims. You have to get your haircuts. So that is really important. So
Hey, Joe.
if you are keeping your hair hydrated, moisturized, and you're getting your trims, that's it.
Yeah,
That's all you need, honestly.
yeah. And
Super
people
simple.
people would ask me when I was growing my hair long. They're like, "What's your regimen? What's your secret?" I'm like, "I wash it every week. I make sure my hair is clean every week. I condition it, and then I put my products in it, and I leave it alone.
And that's it.
And that's it. Like that is it. I say moisturized hair is protected hair. As long as
Yes.
my hair feels hydrated, it's not dry. It's doing what it needs to. You know, it's hair. It's like you can't tell yourself to breathe. So, you just do it.
Yes, you keep it simple. Um, so since I started doing these virtual consultations, I noticed, because a lot of my clients have been coming to me for a long time. So like,
Right.
like I pretty much like educated them. But as I've been doing these virtual consultations, it was like a reality check. Like, yes, a lot of women struggle with dry hair. And if your hair is dry, it's gonna break off and it's gonna do all the things that you don't want it to
Mm-hmm.
do. It's not manageable. So like if you have curly hair, this is one thing I want all women to know, because I hear this all the time. My hair is dry. If you have curly hair,
I am listening.
you if you have curly hair, your hair is just naturally dry. Like as it's growing out of your head, it is dry. Like that's
Yes.
what it just naturally does. So your goal is to always keep it hydrated so that it can be healthy, so that it can be manageable. And it's
Mm-hmm.
important to be consistent when, it, as far as your regimen. Like don't just hydrate it like once a week and then it feels dry midweek and then you don't do anything about it. It's important to listen to your hair. If it feels dry midweek, that just means
Right.
it's time to rinse and condition. So I think the most important thing is that we learn to listen to our hair's language. So, you know, like if it feels dry, that means it's time for a cut. If the ends are like breaking off, or you're having a hard time detangling, or the shape doesn't feel quite right,
Ex-
it's time for a trim. So
yeah,
pretty much it's just, it's important to just understand what your hair needs.
yeah.
That's the
So
big one.
it's true. It's true. And so someone asked about how do you know when to get a trim, and you touched upon that. I and like you said, like if you're using more product in your hair to get it to look a certain, and that was something I noticed with like years ago when I was growing my hair out. I was like I had to like add a ton more product to get my hair to look a certain way. But once I got it trimmed, it was just like bloop, less
Yep.
products, you
The
know.
curls pop more, like the curls look better, they look coilier, it just
Yes.
falls into place. It's just, it's a game changer. Once you get that trim, you just feel like, ah, like your hair just feels
Right.
like,
Yes.
it just
So
feels so good.
what can you do during the lockdown? You can't get to a stylist. Like I don't listen to me. I just like kind of like I take a pair of scissors and I just do the search and destroy method where you just see you feel it, and I just go find a pair of scissors and just
And
cut
just
it.
go for it.
Yeah, just the single strands. I would never attempt to cut my own hair. Like that would just is crazy talk, at least for me.
Yeah.
Shampoo versus co-wash. Shampoo. Shampoo. What do you think?
So, okay, so number one, I do want to, I want to just kind of get this out the way. So like the word co-wash, it used to mean rinse and condition, and now a lot of brands use the word, and they made the word a product. So now there's products
Good
that are
point.
called co-wash.
Excellent point.
So, you know, a co-wash is not a conditioner, even though it might seem like a conditioner. But so a co-wash is a no poo, is a no lather shampoo. So if you have curly hair, for me, I know like every stylist has their own like method, but for me, I feel like it's better to use a no poo, which is also called a co-wash, or a
Right,
cleansing
something
conditioner.
gentle.
I feel like it's best to use that as your primary shampoo on a weekly basis, because that's going to cleanse your hair without drying it out. If you're using something with a lather on a weekly basis, then if you have dry hair and then you're using a lather, it's just drying your hair out more. So you do want to use a lather shampoo, but that's
Hmm.
something you would want to use like maybe once a month or maybe twice a month. You just kind of have to feel it out, and it just
Right.
depends on like what your hair needs. Because also like there are some situations where you're using a lot of product that has a lot of oils, and if you're not removing that, then your hair is not absorbing the moisture when you are conditioning it.
Yeah,
So it just
exactly.
kind of depends, but definitely like once a month, you want to do a deep cleanse with a lather. And if your hair is really dry, then I would use a no poo co-wash,
Hmm.
um, like on a weekly basis to cleanse it, but not like strip it and dry it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So like weekly, what I use is
Hmm.
my detoxifying clay cleanser.
Yes, I
And
saw
it's a
that.
yeah, it is amazing. I have to send you some. I will definitely send you
Yes.
some. But it is a 3-in-1, so it detangles, cleanses, and conditions your hair in one. And
Yes.
before that, I was using shampoo and conditioner, and I was getting fine results, you know. So,
Hmm.
you know, if you're going to use a shampoo, always follow it with a conditioner, and it was fine for my hair. It's just that it took forever. It took me over an hour in the shower, just to
Really?
wash my hair, detangle it, put conditioner in it, rinse it out. I was spending
Hmm.
so much time and wasting so much water.
Hmm.
And so then I created the detoxifying clay cleanser, and I don't like to call it a co-wash,
Mm.
because when I think of co-wash, I think of conditioner only wash.
Hmm.
And so I just call it a cleanser because it's gentle on the hair. It doesn't dry it out. It doesn't remove your natural oils.
Mm.
But what it does, it cleans the scalp. It uses kaolin clay. And I like to say, like attracts like, so it uses dirt to remove dirt.
Yeah.
And it's very cleansing. And people who use it, they're just like, what? Like, this is like, and it just, the tangles melt
And
away.
it doesn't dry the hair out.
Yeah. No, no
Yeah,
drying
that's the
out.
most important thing. It
And
sounds
that's,
amazing.
yeah. And
It
that's
sounds
all I
amazing.
use. But like you said, every so often, maybe every couple of months, I do a clarifying. followed by a deep conditioning, because it's very gentle. And even though my products are water soluble, it's always just a good practice to just clean it all out and start fresh. It's like doing
Yes,
a spring cleaning for your hair.
exactly.
And I think that's something that we get so afraid of, is shampoo and dryness, but you can always put it back with a good deep conditioner.
Exactly. Exactly. It's pretty much like you're resetting the hair and then, like you said, pushing the
Mm-hmm.
moisture back in with the
Yeah.
deep conditioner.
Yes. So
Yeah, like
some.
definitely, like even definitely that's super important for a lot of women. Like definitely make sure that you always deep condition after
Yes.
deep cleansing with like a clarifying shampoo or even just a lather shampoo. Always make sure to deep condition after.
Yes. Oh, we have lots of questions.
Yeah.
I'm going back. So Angie asks, how do you maintain highlighted hair? How do you keep highlighted hair healthy?
hmm So the most important thing, if you have highlights or color, is to make sure that you keep your hair hydrated, honestly. Because if you don't keep it hydrated, then that hair that has the highlights, it will tend to break off a lot faster. So making sure that if you're doing wash and goes, making sure that you really are conditioning your hair properly 2 to 3
Mm-hmm.
times a week, making sure you're using a leave-in conditioner, making sure that you are doing a deep conditioning treatment once a week. So pretty much it's like you have to boost up your moisture regimen whenever you have
Yeah.
highlights or color, but specifically highlights for sure. And making sure that you really stay on top of your trends. So you might have to get it trimmed every 2 to 3 months or so.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think doing more deep conditioning treatments, I always, for
Super
anyone who
important.
lightens their hair, because that's going to break the bonds and lift the cuticles. I know when my hair was dyed blonde, I had fun. Blondes do have more fun. Um, but my hair, I had to use heavier products on my hair because my hair is so thick to keep it hydrated, because it became high porosity. You
hmm
know, now that I don't color my hair, the porosity is so much lower that I'm
Yeah.
relearning my hair. And you see this big fullness, roundness. This is my hair. It's how my hair naturally
Like
wants to
naturally,
be.
like you didn't do anything extra,
No,
like
it
that.
just,
Yeah.
and the haircut definitely lends itself to
Yeah, it
the
looks really
roundness
good.
of it. Yes, Joe Miguel, who was on here. I don't know if he's still on. If you are, Joe, wave to us again, because a few people were like, "I love that shape. I need that shape." So if you're in New Jersey, you can check him out. But you know what? Actually, since we're shouting people out, where are you, and how can people find you?
So I'm in New York and I work in like right by Union Square. I don't know if I should I like say like the address or like so
Um,
I
I'm
work out
gonna
of a
put.
salon called Foster Glorioso.
Mm-hmm.
I work out of a salon called Foster Glorioso and it's
I
right by
can't
Union
spell that.
Square.
I'm not even gonna attempt to spell that.
So I have all the info on my page. It's on my bio just in case, or like on my website too. I have more information on
Mm-hmm.
that, on the location. But I'm in New York, and it's a pretty easy place to get to. And hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when this will be all over, but
Yeah,
hopefully,
we
like
hopefully soon.
sometime soon, like I'll be able to go back to doing hair, which I miss it so much.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure, because
I miss it so much. Oh
you get
my
to talk
God.
to people every day, and it's like not to have that connection with folks has to be a little
Yeah.
bit harder. Like I
Yeah.
work from home, so for me, I'm like,
Yeah. It's like
eh.
easy. Yeah. It's like, all right, I'm at
Yeah, like
home.
this is my life. Like y'all, what you guys are feeling, this is my life on a daily
Yes.
basis. But I feel you. I was like, you extroverted people,
Yes.
I feel for you.
I'm
Um,
actually an introvert. It's
really?
interesting. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you go back and forth. So,
Yeah.
we had another question. Listening to your hair, and if it feels dry midweek, should we recondition the hair or just go through the wash day process?
Yeah. So you're pretty much going over your whole entire routine. So you're pretty much reconditioning your hair. You're going to detangle. You're going to then like smooth the conditioner through. You're going to rinse that out. And then you're going to apply your leave-in conditioner. So pretty much you're doing your whole regimen all over again. And so conditioning, because this is another thing I've been seeing, conditioning, how you condition your hair is so important, because you don't want to just condition it twice a week. How you're doing it is very important. And I realize that a lot of women are not conditioning properly. They're just kind of rushing through the process, and then they still struggle with dry hair. So
Yeah.
when you're conditioning your hair, it's super important to take your time and keep adding conditioner and water, conditioner, water, work it through until it feels soft. Then you're going to detangle with the wide tooth comb. And then once you're done detangling, you're not going to rinse it out yet. You're going to keep adding more conditioner and more water until it doesn't look puffy. If it still looks puffy, then you have to keep adding more conditioner and water. It's super important to take your time. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of women rush the conditioning part, and then they still struggle with the dry hair.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, like, we just want to be in and out. We want to be the lazy naturals. And I'm like, and people ask me, do you have any shortcuts? I'm like, no, sorry. Like, I would, if I did, I'd be doing them. And I'm like, and it's like, and I have felt like I've gotten it to as short a process as possible, you know, with only using 3 products on my hair day, and that's my clay cleanser, and then, you know, depending on how I feel, it could be one of my moisturizers and one of the stylers. And I'm like, but that still takes me 2.5 hours, because, you know, it's like you have to take the time to section the hair, layer the products on, work your thing. Like, you guys are like, wow, Scarlett, your hair looks great. I took my time.
Exactly.
This did not just happen.
Exactly. Like, you didn't rush through it. Like, you were very intentional with every part of your regimen. Yes.
And if I rush through it, you will tell the difference. It won't look as good.
And it's not gonna last. Like, by the next day, it's like puffy and frizzy and dry.
Yeah. Definitely so rush important. The conditioner part. So, do you have suggestions for shedding hair loss due to hormones? Ooh.
So when it comes to something like that, I think that it's important to, because as a stylist, there's only so much that we can do and like suggest. So whenever you have issues with hair loss because of hormones, it's important to go to the doctor and like talk to your doctor about it, or maybe see a dermatologist. And then once you have a game plan with them, then the hairstylist comes in and helps you to maintain your hair so that it's not breaking off, and how to keep it in there.
Exactly.
So I would definitely recommend to like go to a doctor, talk to them, or a dermatologist for sure.
Yes. As what I mentioned, I put at the bottom my Healthy Hair Summit. It was a free 2-day summit, and on the last day, and you guys, the replays are available, so you can still watch them. I had my sister on, who is a physician, and she is also plant-based vegan, and we talked about a lot of the issues that our diet plays with our hair. Medication, you know, can cause hair loss. And as the young woman with hormones, so you have to make sure you go see your doctor first and foremost, get your levels checked, and then talk to your doctor about your concerns about hair loss and what can be done to help mitigate that as much as possible. But definitely, I think we don't take enough time to eat properly. You know, we're rush. We are like, this pandemic is forcing a lot of people to slow down.
So true. So true. Nutrition is everything. Like, if you are not eating the right foods, then it's going to be harder for your hair to grow at like a regular rate, you know? So it's so important, because a lot of people ask me like, well, is there something that I can take to make my hair grow faster? The healthier you are, the better it is, not only for your hair, but just like everything, like your overall well-being. So definitely like having a healthy, nutritious diet, super important, super important.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
couldn't. Someone asked me, I was doing it, and I did an Essence Live, and someone was like, "Will your products make my hair grow faster?" And I'm like, "No." I was like, and if anybody tells you their products will make your hair grow faster, they're lying.
Yes, they are
They're
definitely lying.
they are lying because we would
No.
all be freaking billionaires if we had that
Yes.
magic in a bottle. It's like, no, it's we can't rush the process, and it's all about what you're putting on the inside. It's gonna make a
That's
huge
it.
difference. I'm like,
It's what you put on the inside, and then on the outside is just like you just have to take care of it to maintain it.
yes,
But you
yeah,
can't, like, there's no magic pill or magic anything to make the hair grow faster.
no, no. So I, guys, go to healthyhairsummit.com. It's free. There's like
Yeah.
5 different, and we're gonna get Yessenia on the next one,
Yes.
definitely, because there's just so much information. I saw a post. Mama was like, "I've been doing it wrong all this time." Angie was like, "I've been rushing through the job." So clearly, we need this.
Yes.
We need
Super
this.
important.
What are the best oils to lock in moisture
Hi,
for dry
Vicky.
hair? Yellow
What
flower, yes.
so what are the best oils to lock in moisture in the hair? All right. So, okay, oils. Number one, it's important that I say this as well because I feel like there's a misconception when it comes to oils. So, oils cannot moisturize the hair, they just help to seal in moisture. But just because you have curly hair does not mean that you have to use oils. I don't feel like you have to use them. They can help assist in locking in moisture, but you can still lock in moisture without using oils. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you are going to use an oil, like my favorite way to use an oil, and some of my favorite oils are jojoba oil, argan oil. I can't ever pronounce the name properly. Baobab.
Yeah, I think it's baobab.
Okay, baobab oil,
Yeah,
because they're all very light. They're not super heavy like castor oil.
right.
And my favorite way to use the oil is with conditioner because, like, when you have
Mm-hmm.
conditioner in your hair, that's when your hair is the most hydrated. So you're able to seal most of that moisture in. And yes, when you rinse it out, like some of it is going to rinse out, but you will also still have some of it on the hair. Like some of it will be
Okay.
coated on the hair strand.
Interesting. So you mix the oil with your conditioner and then apply it.
So I apply the conditioner in first,
Oh, and then you put it.
detangle. Yeah, so like after you detangle, then you're gonna take the oil and then you're gonna smooth it into the hair because then it'll coat each hair strand and then
Mm-hmm.
you can rinse it out. But like that's my favorite way to use it.
I'm gonna try that.
You can also use the oil to add shine to your hair, but if your hair feels dry midweek, the oil is not going to moisturize the hair. It is
No,
very important that curly hair women listen to this because I hear it all the time. Oh, I put oils in my hair when it's dry. Oils will not moisturize
not.
the hair. If your hair is dry and you put oil on it, there's nothing for it. There's no moisture for it to seal in. So,
Yeah. I think
yeah.
it's been like one of those myths that we've had for so many years that we thought, let's just throw in some more of these heavy
Yes.
oils on our hair. But really, all it did was just weigh it down and added more buildup to the hair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
I don't like using just straight oil on my hair. Like I never apply oil. Like I don't just take oil, put it on, and like I like to, have a product that has natural oils blended into it.
Exactly.
Like you were saying, and like that way you get that moisture. If it's like
Hmm.
whatever liquid they're using, whether it's aloe or just water, and then if it's blended, so it's a creamy product. So then you're getting both the water and the oil in one. And I feel like that to me is the best way, even when you're
Exactly.
rehydrating your hair.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. I don't really use oils. Like I just don't feel like that's a have to, you know, because I have a lot of clients when they come in, they're always like, oh, which oil should I use? What oils should I be using on my hair? I don't feel like that's a have to, you know? I don't feel like that. Now it's different if you're using oils on your scalp for like healing properties, and that's different, but it's not like a have to. It just depends on your situation. Like if you have a dry scalp, then you know there are essential oils that can help with that, but it's not a have to. Like if you don't have any scalp issues, and you don't have to use oils at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think if it's blended, that's the best way.
Yes.
But,
Yes.
like I learned from just trial and error that when I used just water, oil, and then I tried to apply product to my hair, like that product would not absorb.
Exactly.
Because the oil already sealed in my hair.
It's true. It's true. It's
yeah.
true. And sometimes also, like if you're using a lot of oils, the styling product, the styling product is not going to work the same. It's not going to work properly. It might not hold your curls as well because the oil is there. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with oils, but it's not like you have to use it.
So what about using castor oil for hair growth? Is that a myth?
So I don't really know if it makes the hair. I don't think that it makes the hair grow faster, but castor oil does have anti-inflammatory. It's an anti-inflammatory, so I can see how it can help. And then some people might think it's making the hair grow faster, but it's not.
There's a lot of anecdotal information of people who have had their own experience in using it, and they say that it helped grow back their edges.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the Jamaican black castor oil or the Haitian black castor oil. It's like the raw form of it because it does have like vitamins and minerals in it, which can't hurt. But again, it is a very thick oil. So I don't know. I wouldn't put it on my hair straight up, but I know a lot of people who have said that they've used it and gotten great results.
Yeah. I don't have anything against castor oil. You know, if you have issues with hair loss and you want to try it, like there's nothing wrong with it, you know, but like, does it really make the hair grow? I don't know, but it's
I don't think it would make your hair.
Yeah, like I don't think it does either. But it does seem to be a good anti-inflammatory. So I can see how people might see results because of that, but it's not going to make your hair grow.
Right.
So a lot of people think that.
Yeah. And it could just, you know, I remember years ago, like after I stopped relaxing my hair, and maybe like 5 years later, I started the front part of my hair just started to grow, and I just started seeing like all these little curls that I never paid attention to just started showing up, and I was like, it's probably all the hairs that got burnt off from relaxing.
Yes.
You know, but it took time, and it was just me no longer assaulting my scalp and my hair with this chemical. And I only relaxed my hair for like 7-8 years of my life, but it made such a drastic difference in my hair. So I think you start to like, I think if you just leave, like again, back to simplicity, just leave it alone. It will do what it needs to do.
Yes. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
So a few questions about products. Yes, the products definitely work on 4C hair. It works on anyone from, I say, actually anybody with hair, really. Yeah. Anyone with hair can use the products, but definitely a lot of my customers have type 4 texture hair because I'm using the shea butter, the castor oil in my products. And they're thicker, but not greasy. So it's one of those products that seals the moisture in without weighing your hair down and making it feel gunky like other products might. No residue-y feeling. And the jelly, the Yessenia hair gel, you use that jelly.
Yes. So actually, So this is how I learned about you and your products, because one of my clients came in and she was telling me like, yeah, because I always ask my clients, okay, what products are you using? And she was telling me like, oh yeah, I'm using this product called Wonder Curl Jelly and it's really great. And I was like, oh, I think I need to try this. And when I used it, it's really great. It's really great. And like a lot of my clients are using that. It's a really great
Nice.
product because it'll give you
Thank
the
you.
hold, but it'll keep your hair soft. It doesn't flake up. And I feel like it's hard to find a product like that where it'll
Yeah.
give you that hold, still it'll still be soft, and it'll give also like a nice sheen to it, and it just doesn't flake up. I feel like it's hard finding a product that does not flake up. And that
it,
doesn't have like all these like all the ingredients in it are really great ingredients too.
yeah. So Cinna Hayward, I'm probably saying your name wrong. CC in Hayward. She says she needs a consultation, so definitely check out Yessenia,
Yes.
the hair texturologist.
The
The
texturologist.
texturologist, sorry. I'm like adding extra words to you. Yes. Oh, someone has to go. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching.
Yes.
Oh, someone asked about hair dryers, like if you could recommend a hooded hair dryer. I say whatever you can afford is a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so many like great affordable hooded dryers. So definitely like what I would say is whatever hair dryer you get, like make sure you're looking at the inside of the dryer and that there are holes throughout the whole hood of the dryer and not just the top. Because
Yeah, you want
if
to
there's
just
exactly, so it could distribute the air properly. So Golden Hot has some pretty good dryers. I would look into that. There's another one. I can't remember the other one, but definitely Golden Hot. But most importantly, just making sure that there are like ventilated
right.
throughout the hood.
Yeah, I
For
guess
sure.
now do the best you can online and hopefully they show you pictures of what it looks
Yes.
like because we don't have the luxury of just like spending time in supermarkets and stores and browsing
I
anymore.
know.
Um,
But there are online, because I was searching for hooded dryers and there are some that actually do show you pictures
of
of
the
like the
inside.
inside too. So yeah.
Good. So, what about hair steamer? What are your thoughts on a hair steamer?
I think that it's nice, it's good, but I don't feel like you have to run out and get a steamer. I don't feel like you have to have that. If you have a hooded dryer, I think it's great, because you can do your deep conditionings, you can sit under it for drying.
Yeah,
But if you do have a steamer, that's wonderful. But I
yeah.
don't feel like it's a have to. What are
And
your
I
thoughts
know
about it?
talking to other stylists, they're like the consensus that I've gotten from them about steamers is like it's good for low porosity hair, but they wouldn't
Mm.
recommend it for everybody. Not everyone
Mm.
needs to use a steamer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
feel like indifferent about it.
right.
Yeah.
Like we did fine without them for so long.
Yeah.
They're, I mean, I have a steamer and I've used it mostly for facials.
Oh, which
I
is good.
I
So
rarely
wait, you
sit
can use it
under.
for your hair as well?
You can because it has the two
Oh.
different attachments. So really, it's a hair
Oh.
steamer, but it came with the attachment, so you can do like your at-home facials. And I found that it did help in delivering the deep conditioner into my hair, but it was a gift. It's not something that I would have gone out
Mm.
and purchased. And I was like, well, since it was gifted to me, I'm going to use it and appreciate it. But I was using my hooded dryer for that same purpose. Put the conditioner in my hair, the plastic cap, sat on the dryer for like 20, 30 minutes, and my hair would just felt like butter right afterwards. Uh-oh, it looks like
Sorry.
Yessenia. Oh, there
Well,
you
I have a
are.
question for you.
Yes.
Do you sit under a hooded dryer every time you do a wash and go, or do you let it air dry?
Never air dry. I always sit under a hooded dryer. Growing up, we all had my sisters and I, we shared a hooded hair dryer. And then when we left for college, it was like, congratulations, here's your hooded hair dryer. Now do us proud. So that's something that's always been a part of my family. So I grew up practicing hair care. And I think that's another reason why that I had long hair growing up, is because we used a hooded dryer versus just using a blow dryer. Blow dryers were faster, but it never got my hair the smoothness that I liked. So one, if I try to air dry with products in my hair will take forever. It literally takes 8 hours. I tried it once and I was like, this is ridiculous. So it takes too long. The second, air drying is not the best way to dry your hair. It just damages the inside of the hair. And I think I'm trying to get that information out to as many people as possible. And I just prefer to sit under a dryer. I have my laptop. I get to work for 45 minutes, while I'm sitting under the dryer. My products are, my hair absorbs products better when I'm sitting under the dryer. So my curls form nicer as well. So, and even if I'm doing a twist out, especially with a twist out, like my hair would probably take 3 days to dry.
Yeah, with the twist out, yes.
And actually, even when I sit under a dryer for an hour, my hair is still a little damp, and I leave my hair in twist for a few days before I take it out. Because I would probably have to sit under a dryer for 5 hours.
Oh.
Like, I'm not kidding you.
That's a long time. Oh my gosh.
My hair is that thick. It is that
long
thick.
Time.
Yeah,
so you
probably
definitely do wash and goes most of the time.
Most of the time, because it's just easier. Someone asked, do the products work on locked hair? Yes, they do. For locked hair, I would just recommend using like maybe the Get Slick Hair Smoothie. You want to stay away from heavier products, because that's just going to sit on top of your hair. You want something that's going to absorb into the locks. So I would say something like that. Do you work with locked hair, or is it mostly?
No, I don't actually. I don't. I love locks. But I do know that it's important to also keep the locks hydrated as well.
Yes.
So I do know that. That's super important.
Yeah. And I think, we think of when I think of locked hair, I just think it's like bigger strands, like thicker, bigger strands.
Yes.
It still needs to be, it can still break off.
Yes.
So it still needs that hydration. So I know that I've had stylists who work on locked hair, and they use my Get Set hair jelly to palm roll, and they use the Get Slick hair smoothie to keep it hydrated. So I was like, oh,
yes, it's super important to keep it hydrated. So okay, well that's good to know. So it's good. So then the jelly, it can be used for the lock maintenance, like to
Yep, when you're palm rolling. And I have a video on my website. It's like buried in there. I have to like go back and find that video and post it. It's been so long, but yeah, I think as long as we're keeping our hair hydrated, moisturized.
Important.
One thing that I did, and I also feel like everyone asks me, well, what do you do the next day? And I'm like, no, the magic happens the night before.
Exactly.
I can't do anything with my hair the next day except shake it loose. But the night before is when my hair gets the extra hydration when it needs it.
Exactly. Hair prep is everything. So I wanted to go back really quick to the drying, like sitting under the dryer. So because a lot of women ask me, well, should I let it air dry? Should I diffuse it? Should I sit under a dryer? So sitting under the dryer, it is the best because it sets the hair faster and it just locks in the style. But if you're letting it air dry, it's going to take, number one, longer to dry. And because it takes longer to dry, you'll find that you'll have more shrinkage, more frizz, and it'll like it's not gonna look as sharp as you want it to look. So I would say like definitely sit under the dryer. And then I have a diffuser here because I just wanted to like talk about diffusing really quick. So a lot of people because I feel like a lot of women with natural hair, they're like, oh, you know, yeah, I diffuse my hair. So like diffusing was really, a diffuser was really created to help like enhance a curl and to give volume. But if this is all you have, a blow dryer and a diffuser, so this is really important because a lot of women say my hair is frizzy every time I use the diffuser. So when you're using the diffuser, a lot of women do this, and this is causing frizz. It causes shrinkage. So you don't want to dry your hair like this. If you're using a diffuser to dry your hair, you pretty much want to just shoot it downward, and you don't want to disturb the curl. So you're just letting the air get on the hair, and that's it. You're not doing anything. You're not disturbing the curl. So you don't want to do this if you have, you know, like curly, coily, kinky hair. You just want to use it like that.
Yeah, I use that only when I want my curls to be even more defined, and I'm not going for length, but I'm going for volume. That's when I use. But I sit under the dryer, and then whatever parts don't dry, which is usually the bottom, that's when I'll get the diffuser out. And you're right, like I just sit it like right there, like that. But if I want it to be curlier, I do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think for especially tight for hair, getting a hooded dryer is the best.
Yes, for sure. Because it's just going to set everything faster. So definitely.
How about a portable hooded dryer? What's that? Is that like the ones that attach to your blow dryer? I'm thinking those.
I feel like
cloth ones.
I feel like maybe they might be talking about, maybe they might be talking about that, or the tabletop dryers that you can like fold up, the hard ones that you can fold up and like put in the closet. Those are good to have because then you can like store them away and they're not really taking up a lot of space. There you go.
I don't think that this is portable.
Really?
But yeah, this is the one that I use. This is the one that I use. And I mean, I bought that one from Walmart for $40.
Yes.
Okay,
wait, is that the one? Is that red?
No, this one is Kiss. This gets really hot though, so I have to keep this on medium or else my scalp burns.
I feel like I've seen that one. That one is really good too.
Yeah,
that's a good hooded dryer.
And it's huge, so like all you see is my nose. It goes all the way down. So yeah, she meant the one that's attached to your dryer.
Okay. So I feel like that one, I feel like if you're doing like a twist out, like if you have twist in your hair, it works. But if you're doing a wash and go, I think it's better to sit under like a proper hooded dryer.
Yeah. I used to have one years ago when I didn't have my dryer. And it worked fine. It's just that my forehead got really, 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 really hot. So I had to like put a washcloth between my forehead and the and it was a golden hot too. And I mean, and it did the job, but I really prefer a hooded dryer because I don't want it sitting and touching my hair. But I think it's for traveling and that's what you have. I think that's great.
Yeah. For traveling, it's, you know, it works.
Yeah. I think what, like I said, what you got, it's better than nothing. And if that works for you, then I say use that. And especially if you're someone who travels a lot, like I used to have the little sock that went over your blow dryer.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I was like, because you know what? It's small. I could just throw it in my suitcase. It takes no space. You know, use what you got. But I really love using a hooded dryer. Someone asked, what should the temperature be on the blow dryer?
So I would say, so it kind of depends on everyone's hair, but in the beginning, because it's going to be pretty hot, I mean, it's going to be pretty wet. So I would just start off with high heat. And then as it's starting to get dry, then maybe you can bring the heat down so that you have more control. So yeah, so like in the beginning, as you start drying it, high heat, and then midway through, as it's getting dry, I would bring
lower the setting. Yeah. Like I've tried drying my hair on warm, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't working.
No, it'll take forever.
Yeah, I was like, I need to put it on high, and you're right. Like, and then eventually I turn the setting down. But yeah, I was like, but if your scalp is burning, then you probably should turn it down.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Definitely bring it down for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely bring it down.
So I don't know how much time we have left. Like, um, Instagram used to give you a little timer warning when you were like a minute away.
Yes.
And they don't do that anymore. They just like shut you down.
Yeah, they
But
don't
like,
even give you a warning. It's like, all right,
all
gone.
right, goodbye, click. I'm like, thanks a lot. But I think we still probably have like 15, 20 more minutes
Okay.
because we did
So
the,
I
yeah. So,
do want to kind of, because a lot of women are home right now, and this is a good time to really like, get to learn your hair and get acquainted with your hair. So for those that maybe don't really understand their hair and this is all kind of new for them,
mhm.
I would like to say just make sure that you really just be really intentional when you're doing your hair and make sure that you are conditioning it. So I would say, if anything, like, don't focus on like styling or anything like that. I would just focus on conditioning the hair and making
Yes.
sure that you are conditioning it properly and really taking your time with it. And, if anything, maybe you can just put it in a few twists if you don't have to be on camera or anything like that. Or if you do want to style it because you are working
Hmm.
from home, but you have to be on camera, I would say like maybe do a wash and go, but just know that it's a style that requires you to do it at least twice a week. And if you want it to be even easier, you can do what I did. So I just blew my hair out with like a pick, and
Hmm.
I've used this all the time. So the
You're
combs are a
right.
little funny, but pretty much you want to blow it out with a lot of leave-in conditioner, and then you could put it in two braids, and
Hmm.
then the next day you take it down and it has like a wavy look to it. So that's another great way that you can style your hair while you're at home. And if you prep your hair like that, then you can wear it for like a week. So
Right.
depending on what you're willing to commit to, you would style your hair that way. So if you don't really want to do your hair that week often, then I would just blow it out and then put two braids in it. If
Yeah.
if you're okay with committing to doing your hair a few times a week, then I would do a wash and go, or I would twist it. If you are just, let's say if you're like, I just want to be lazy with my hair and I don't want to do anything at all, then just condition it, detangle, and then just pull it back, and that's
Yeah.
it. And then
Yeah.
every like 2 days, just recondition it and then pull it back.
Right. I like
Yeah.
to recommend like the moisturizing hair pudding for people because
Yes.
it's like a one size fits most.
Mm.
And especially if you're just going to keep it up. And now is the perfect time since we are indoors that you don't have to use a
Yes.
gel. Like, so let's focus on maintaining the moisture. So when I put gel in my hair because I was doing the live with Essence and I was like, my hair got to look good. I got to represent.
Yes.
And yeah, like, but every other time during this pandemic, like I just use moisturizers. Like I just put
Yeah.
the pudding and the butter in my hair, and then I just leave it because I'm like, I'm not really going for that definition. I just want my hair to feel good right now.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. That's so important.
yeah.
So
So
important.
can you
So where
talk
can,
more?
because I know,
Oh,
like I know some of my clients are on here as well. So and a lot of women probably need like styling products right now because they can't
yeah.
go out to the stores. So where can they order your products from?
Yeah, they can go to wondercurl.com.
Mm-hmm.
I typed it on, but I'll do it again. So it's wondercurl.com. And when you join the mailing list, you get 30% off your first order. So
That's pretty awesome.
yes,
Yes.
it's very generous and it's free shipping after $50. So,
Yes.
and I'm gonna be offering gift cards very soon. But you know what? We need to get you as an affiliate so that
Yes.
you can get your own coupon code. Oh, she ordered
Yes.
the pudding from Amazon. Awesome. You have to let us know how you like it, Diana. Um,
And the pudding, can the
so
pudding also be used for like twisting?
yes,
Yes. Okay, so
yes.
that would be great also for even like something like this, like blowing it out and then like as
Yeah.
I do the two braids, then like it'll
And
hold up in
actually
style.
yeah, and that's, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm like, I
No,
got
no, no, it's
excited
okay, it's okay.
because, and then we're gonna talk about clay washes real quick because someone asked me Beckford. So yeah, like years ago when my hair was longer, I put just the pudding in my hair. I no, my stylist blew it out, and then she did the curl wand in my
Mm.
hair, and it stayed and it lasted for a good week without me
Mm.
doing anything. I think I just got sick of my hair and I combed it out. But yeah, so it helps to hold that moisture into your hair
Mm.
definitely without making it feel way down. That's why I say like the pudding is like your LOC in one, it's your liquid oil cream.
I need to
All
try
these different
that.
products.
Because I
Well,
need a new, I yeah, I'm gonna order one because like I've been trying to find like a really good, like pudding or something for like twisting or
yeah.
so I definitely have to try that. It sounds really good.
And the interesting thing is like, because I'm not a chemist and I formulated everything myself. So it's
Oh.
not like none of my products are like your average pudding. It's not your average butter. Yeah, because
Mm,
someone was like, oh, butters don't work well in my hair. It's like, this isn't like, I didn't go to a
this
chemist and
is
said, make me
different.
a butter, right? I was like, this is what I imagined I wanted a butter to do in my hair.
Yes.
I was like, this is what I imagined a pudding should do in my hair. And the only reason why it's called a pudding is because it has the consistency of pudding.
Mm.
Um, but it's got that wetness to it. Okay, so I want to get to this question before we get kicked off. Can you talk more about clay washes? I might have missed that. I can't talk about clay washes. I can talk about my clay wash. um, but I'll let you. Have you used clay washes?
Yeah, so I've tried them before, and it's pretty much I like to just compare it to like a clay mask. So it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much like detoxifying the hair, and it helps to remove like the impurities, and it's just like a deep cleanse. So when I think of a clay mask, I think of like well, each brand makes it a little differently, but I just like to think of it as like a clay mask for the skin as well. So it's
Right.
just cleansing, detoxifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I lie. I've done the Aztec clay and you mix it with
Ah,
the apple
yes.
cider vinegar. I've done that and I like it. I like it.
Mm.
It just takes longer and it's messy, so it's not something I do often.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know when I use it, my hair does feel a little bit smoother.
Mm.
It's just a time thing. I'm like, do I want to spend my time doing this, or would I rather be like watching,
Yes.
catching up on my Netflix?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it does seem like it would be a little messy, especially with all that powder, and then you got to mix the
You gotta
water and
mix it. You gotta
everything.
make the right amount.
But
I mean, it works.
I feel like if there's a product that can just do that for you, like it's better
Yeah.
to just get the product because it's easier, less messy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to repost Bump Mama said, thank you so much for this. Also, Wonder Curl is the only product that my hair absorbs. In my 6 years of being natural, I've tried almost everything. This was the only one that worked with no harsh chemicals. Woohoo!
Yes.
Yes. And someone just got her pudding. Nadia, I tried styling my hair with just leave-in and no gel. It was awful, got tangled, and didn't last more than a day or two. Ooh.
Mm.
Um, I wonder, like, it depends. It depends. Like, some products do that, and I guess was your hair detangled before you applied the product? I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
assume it was. Um, so I would say, yeah, sometimes you need something that has a lot of slip to it.
Super important.
Yeah. And my Get Set hair jelly. And I'll tell you, like when I was making the jelly, that was the first product I created. I was like, oh, this is a good ingredient. I'm gonna add a little bit more. And when I went to a chemist and I showed him my formula, he's like, how did you come up with this? I was like, I just said, you know what? If glycerin is a great ingredient, why not use more of it? If polyquaternium, which is a conditioning ingredient that you find in a lot of conditioners, I was like, and it makes my hair soft and it gives it a slip and it thickens the product. And so it has all these great things.
Yeah.
Panthenol is a great ingredient. I was like,
Yes.
why not just add more of the good stuff and
Yes.
less of the bad stuff?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I would say Nadia, try the jelly. 30%
Nadia.
off, you guys. It's like
Nadia, that's my client. Nadia, hey.
Hey. My hair is so thirsty.
Water and conditioner.
Yes.
Water and conditioner, deep condition. Take your time when you're conditioning it. Make
Mhm. Okay, so we got kicked off. And Yessenia was in the middle of a thought, so we're gonna come back on for a quick 5 minutes so that we can properly end our IG. Normally, I try to keep track of the time since Instagram no longer gives us a timer. They used to give us a timer, they don't do that anymore. And so I know, like, if we start at 6, we can end at 6. I mean, end at 7. Um, yeah, I think for future, I'm just gonna have, like, I have an extra phone that I no longer use. I'm just gonna put that in front of me as a timer.
Yeah. That's so messed up that they do that. Like they
They
don't even give
used
anyone a
to.
heads up. Like
Well, they used to give you the timer, like when you had 1 minute left, and you used to be able to save your lives. I don't
oh.
see that option anymore.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's messed up.
Yeah, I'm like, they got cheap on us. We got spoiled with all the goodness, and they're like,
I
no,
know.
we're
They're
taking.
like um but really quick what I was saying before, and this is something that I always talk about, the like if you have dry hair, just making sure you take your time, rinse, condition, really take your time with it. If it takes you 20 minutes to get it hydrated so that it doesn't look puffy anymore, then take 20 minutes, take your time. Also, as you keep conditioning this way, your hair will begin to retain the moisture, and you'll notice that it's not taking you as
Yeah.
long anymore. So you just have to keep at it and you will see the results. Just be patient and make sure that you're using products that actually work, because sometimes we're using products that don't work for our hair. So make sure
Mm-hmm.
that you're using products that work. So I would definitely try your products. Yeah,
Wonderful.
definitely try the Wonder Curl products and just be intentional when you do
Yes.
your hair for sure.
Yeah. And I want to add to that, when you were saying is, when I said before that it took me over an hour in the shower, but that's because I was taking my time. I wasn't rushing.
Exactly.
It took me time to condition, to shampoo and get the lather going. Then my hair got tangled, so then I had to section my hair, which I still do. Section it, apply conditioner to sections. Like, I could never just put conditioner on
Just like
my hair as one, because the middle will never get it, right? So
yes,
you have
yes.
to. And I also recommend, like, invest the time in your hair on your wash day, and then you won't need to rehydrate your hair every single day. You will get 4 or 5 days before you need to reapply anything to your hair. But if you take that time, whatever day your wash day is, usually it's Sundays, so if it's Sunday, then schedule that time. This is your time. This is time for you to take care of yourself, of your hair. It's not like you go to when you go get a facial, right? For if you get facials, you're not going in there for 10 minutes. No, they're giving you like a full hour, and they're going through the process. They're not rushing through it.
Exactly.
So it's like, don't rush.
Exactly.
Don't rush. When you're
No,
getting your
take your
nails done, it's
time.
not 10 minutes.
No, take your time and make sure you're following each step consistently,
Yeah.
Conditioner is pushing moisture into the hair, and then leave-in conditioner is helping to lock in the moisture. So really important, because I also find a lot of women don't use leave-in conditioner.
But
Leave-in conditioner is like lotion for your hair. So I was gonna say, where are you?
yeah, I don't know how we got flipped around, but and then you just saw my ring light. But go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry.
So, yeah, that's the most important. The conditioning part is the most important part, like everything that you said is so on point, the more time you take in prepping it properly, the better your hair will look, and it'll just hold up a lot better for
Yes.
sure. And make
Yes.
sure you get your trims. Trims are very important, you guys. Don't be afraid.
It,
Haircuts are very important every
right.
3 months or so. But pretty much when your hair is acting up, when the ends are acting up, when you notice breakage, split ends, those little knots on the ends, the shape
Mm-hmm.
isn't feeling quite right, it is time for a trim. And a
Yes.
trim should be preventative care. It shouldn't be like, oh my God, my ends are horrible, I need a trim. It
Yeah,
should just
don't
be,
wait.
yeah, like
Once you
maintenance.
start to feel that, you're like, okay, it's time. But
Yes.
but again, like if you are taking that time, if you're keeping it hydrated, keeping it moisturized, you can get away with longer periods without getting a trim. Because if your hair is dry, it's going to be breaking. You're going to get a lot of knots. You're
Yep.
going to have a lot of frizz.
Yep. So right now, because a lot of women are not able to get to their
Oh,
stylist,
yeah, Ken NYC is crying.
she needs a trim. Yeah, a lot of people need a trim right now. And because of everything that's happening, like we're not able to do our regular lifestyle thing. So it's important
Hmm.
to make sure you keep your ends soft because you're not able to get a trim.
Yeah, take
Should
extra
we use
care.
a conditioner or pick one? Should I feel like use someone says, should we use a conditioner and a deep conditioner or pick one? So for me, I feel like just use the one that really gets your hair really soft. For me,
Hmm.
sometimes I use a deep conditioner as like a regular conditioner. So if your deep conditioner is very hydrating, then I would just use that all the
Yeah,
time.
right. Yeah,
But
and probably like the way you use it would change, right? Because if you're just using it as a regular rinse out, then you wouldn't leave it in as long.
exactly. Exactly. You wouldn't leave it in as long. You would just detangle, rinse it out. But if you're going to use it as a deep conditioner, then you would just leave it in longer. So pretty much like you can use, so a conditioner and a deep conditioner are very similar. It's just that a deep conditioner is just more, it has like more ingredients in it. It's more
Yeah,
concentrated. So
yeah,
even if you don't have a deep conditioner, then you can use your regular conditioner as a deep conditioner. The most
mm-hmm.
important thing is that you're using the product that really works for your hair.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
Yep.
Yes. This was
So
such an awesome live.
I
Yes.
know we need to do this again.
Yes.
I think so many people joined in and they were loving all of this information, and I think
Yes.
it is so necessary because unfortunately, they were depending on you to take care of them, and now they don't get you in person.
I know. Yeah, I've been trying to make sure, like, okay, I got to make these videos so that everyone stays
Yes.
on top of their hair because I don't want anyone with excuses like my hair is dry or it's breaking. Yeah, like this
Right.
is when we really just, because once this is all over, like we still want to look cute, like we want our hair to look good. So it's important to take care of your hair and just, like keep up with like maintaining yourself. Super important. It also helps you, it
Absolutely.
helps you feel good. Like washing your hair is just like, it just feels good.
Yes.
So definitely
Yes.
make
It
sure.
does. Well, see, I
Yes.
did it again. How does that keep happening? I don't know what I'm like waving at people, and next thing I know, it flips the camera out. All right, so one last question before we head off. Leave-ins and styling cream should be used together for ultimate moisture, right?
So definitely use the leave-in conditioner. The styling cream is more of like a personal thing. So like if you're using the styling cream, yes, it'll help to keep your hair softer, but it's not gonna give you as much hold. So it's just something to think about. So yes, like if you're just looking to keep your hair really soft, then yes, the leave-in conditioner and then a styling cream for sure. But if you're looking for hold, then a styling cream is not going to give you as much hold as a gel.
Right, right. So
Yeah,
the gel, think of gels as like something that sets the style.
exactly.
Yeah, and then
Exactly.
everything else, it keeps it hydrated and moisturized, and that's
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
Okay, for real though, last question. What is a good daily routine for thicker curly hair, and how often should you wash and condition hair that's thicker? Well, you have thick hair and I have thick hair.
Yeah.
So I wash my hair once a week and I do not do anything else to it till it's wash day. That's my story.
Yeah. So I feel like you could probably get away with that because you stay on top of it, you take your time. But I would say like when like I feel like if you're doing wash and goes and you're not really like this is all kind of new for you, you have to make sure you rinse and condition at least twice a week. So pretty much if your hair feels dry midweek, make sure that you recondition it and just redo your whole wash and go. Because if it's dry midweek and you don't do anything about it, by the end of the week, it's gonna be super tangled. It's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
lot drier. That's where you end up getting breakage. So definitely, I would say twice a week if you have, like a lot of hair and it's really dry.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Mhm.
Agreed. Um, and you could do like I just in this it's like what I've done before is after a hot shower, I just take my hair out and let the steam from the bathroom
Mm.
reinvigorate my hair, and then it feels soft again, because when your hair feels dry,
Yes.
it's because there's no more moisture in it. But all right, we're gonna go. We have so many more questions, but you know what? Follow Yessenia at the Texture Ologist. Um,
Yeah.
you can DM either one of us with any of your questions. If you have product questions, hair questions, just DM, and be sure to follow, because Yesenia gives a lot of awesome information on her page.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I was like, we got to do this together, because you are giving
Yes.
so much great information. So I just want to do a little. This week, I'm actually doing a coping with COVID on
Mm.
Wednesday with a good friend of mine who is a lifestyle guru, and we're going to be talking about immunity. And it's
Mm.
going to be a 4-part series. So please check in for that one. That's Wednesday on my Instagram Live. And then on Friday, I have another curly hair specialist at 7 p.m. So there's a lot of information happening. And what are you doing that people can know about?
I would say like just continue to follow me. I'm always like posting a lot of educational videos, a lot of helpful tips. So definitely follow my page and definitely also check out my IGTV. I have a lot of helpful tips on there.
He does.
Yes,
Lots
I'm
of
definitely gonna be tuning in on Wednesday.
yes, because
Yes.
it is like
Yeah.
I don't even want to go to the food store anymore. I'm like,
I
you
know.
can die.
I know.
It's
I
that
know.
serious.
Trust
I don't want to
me.
like freak people out. So let's
Yeah.
figure out ways to cope with everything. So that's Wednesday at 6 o'clock, and I'll be posting about it here. But thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you. I hope everyone stays safe. Definitely be really careful and check in on family and friends and make sure to take the time to kind of, you know,
Yes.
meditate, get the vibes right. Super important.
Thank
It's a
you.
challenging time for sure.
Yes, for
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
My pleasure. All right, we will come back again.
Yes.
All right, bye everyone. Have a great
Bye.
evening.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.